IELTS Writing Task 1, Lesson 1. In this lesson, I'll quickly explain what we're going to do on this video course for Writing Task 1. Similar to what we did for Task 2 in the Task 2 lessons, my aim is to give you methods and techniques, to look at the task, to break it into parts, and to give you a good approach, good methods for those parts. So, for example, of course, we'll look at the different types of Writing Task 1 question. A few things to remember before we start. The Writing Task 1, the task is to describe a figure, some kind of graph, chart, diagram that you see. Your task is to describe it and write a report on it. You are not supposed to give your opinions. You don't know why the line on a graph goes up or goes down. You haven't got the research. All you see is the graph and you describe what you see. This we would call a report. It's a description task. So no opinions first of all. And another important thing before we get going, I'll just say this now, no conclusion. Because a conclusion is like a final opinion, a final judgment. So we're never going to put a conclusion in Writing Task 1. You can put a summary in Writing Task 1. Examiners call this the overview, but it's the same as a summary. So if you want to put something general at the end of your essay in Writing Task 1, let's call it a summary and not a conclusion. So I've said that Writing Task 1 is a report, it's a describing task, we have no conclusion but we do have a summary, and we're going to look at the different types of question. In fact, I'm going to define them as 6 different types, which I'll show you in a moment. And then I'll give you techniques for those 6 types, and we'll work on an example question for each one. I said we were going to look at the 6 question types for Writing Task 1. So here they are: line graph, bar chart, pie chart, table, a diagram that's comparing things, or a diagram that's showing a process. I consider a map to be a type of diagram, so maps are included in either number 5 or number 6. Now I always ask my students, what do numbers 1 to 4, line graph, bar chart, pie chart and table, have in common? I've highlighted those 4 in green because they're very similar. The reason is, the answer is that they have one thing in common, which is that they all show numbers. When you're describing a line graph, bar chart, pie chart or table, you're just describing something